Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today and Charlie. Today we're going to do just a short class on some foot flexibility. So if you have any foot issues, bunions like me, or maybe plantar fasciitis, or simply just using your feet a lot, this will be a nice practice for you. So get yourself comfortable, roll out to your mat, and let's get started.
We do it for the love, for the love. We do it for the love, we do it for the love.
We'll begin today in Sukhasana, or if this isn't comfortable for you, this is fine too. You could do one leg in. We're just going to begin here by picking up the left foot. So again, if this is comfortable, great. If it's not, go here. So pick up this left foot. We're going to start by just kind of cradling the leg with the left arm. Taking your right hand to the foot, we're going to start by pulling it back and then pushing it down. So we're stretching out the toes and the balls of the feet and the arches of the feet. And it kind of works up here into the top of the ankle as well. So let's just inhale and exhale. Move with your breath. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Good. Now circle it out a little bit. Just draw some nice big circles. Kind of nice to use your hand like this because you can go just a little bit deeper and kind of push and pull into it if that feels okay. All right, and then find center. Lastly here, this one's for the toes. And I know it's going to be a little uncomfortable, but bear with me. You're going to take your fingers and interlace them between your toes. So get in there. Good. We're just going to hold here and breathe. Now sit tall wherever you are, even if that leg is out. Sit nice and tall. If you want to continue with the forward and back movement, the flexion and extension of the ankle, go for it. Keep moving. If you want to just hold it and breathe into those toes, do that. Okay, good. Now let's go ahead and just release. We're going to move on to the right side. So figure out what you want to do with that left leg and pick up the right foot. And you're again just going to kind of cradle this right leg here. And then we'll start by just placing the hand on the ball of the foot there, and then pushing back, stretching through the Achilles tendon, and then pushing down, and then pushing back, and pushing down. Just getting some mobility in the ankle. Inhale and exhale. Move with your breath. Make it a moving meditation. I've got a dreamer over here. All right, now come back to neutral. Interlace your fingers between your toes. So left hand to the right foot. Get in there. You got it good. You can just hold it, sit tall, or you can play with the flexion and extension. Breathing. Couple more. Good. Now circle it out. If it's not comfortable to circle with your fingers interlaced, you don't have to. Just bring your hand onto the ball of your foot instead. Go the other way. Good. Now go ahead and release, and we're going to come all the way up to standing. So hop up onto your feet. Come into Tadasana. Maybe bring your hands onto your hips for stability. And we're just gonna start with the right foot. So ground into your left and just come up onto the ball of your right foot. And then from here, we're gonna just rock from the pinky toe to the big toe. massaging the ball of the foot back and forth and back and forth. This always feels so good to me after a day of cross-country skiing. All right, now come back to center. We're gonna flip-flop so the top of the foot goes down, the top of the toes go down, but we're again rocking from pinky toe to big toe, pinky toe to big toe. And then from here, we go into circles. So we're gonna start to circle out the ankle. And this is again nice because you can kind of push into the floor with your toes. Deepen that stretch in the top of the foot if it feels okay. Going both ways. And then coming all the way back to center. We'll stick with this right foot for now. So if you have a block at home, or you could stack up a couple of heavy books or just have a super thick book, it doesn't even have to be quite this thick. Another really nice stretch here for the foot, and this one's really good for that plantar fasciitis, is to bring your foot, you're kind of going just below the ball of the foot here, and right at the top of the arch, setting that on the block. And get yourself in a nice stable stance here, and then start to just lean forward, pushing into that block, getting a nice calf stretch as well. But this one's real good for the foot. Try to flex the toes back if you can. Another way of doing this, if you don't have a block or something to use at home, is just use a wall. So you could just simply come up to the wall, bring your ball of the foot up onto the wall, and then push into it. And again, that's a nice calf stretch and foot stretch. So take a few breaths here. And then go ahead and come on back, and let's work on the other side. So hands to the hips here, ball of the left foot, rocking from pinky toe to big toe, back and forth. Deep breaths. And then let's go on to the top of the foot. Rock it out, big toe, pinky toe. And circle it out. If you want to continue doing any of those for a little longer, take your time. Opposite way. All right, and come to center. Now use your block or find a wall. Bring the ball of the foot up onto that prop, and then lean into it. Hold here, breathing. Work on flexing the toes back as much as you can. I am flexing my toes even though you can barely tell. Hold it and breathe. And go ahead and release. One more for you here. We're gonna now come back down onto the floor. You're gonna come onto your hands and knees and bring the toes under. So curl the toes under here. Now you're gonna start to, I'm gonna give you options. So you're gonna either push back, hips to the heels. And you can stay there, or you're gonna start to walk your hands back. You're gonna sit all the way up onto the heels for a full toe curl. This might be too much pressure. If it is, bring the hands back down. That's a really good modification for this posture. Also, another way to do this, just lift up. It's a lot less pressure on the balls of the feet and the toes now. So this is a good in-between by bringing, instead of bringing your hands down to the floor. So take a nice deep breath in. Big exhale out. Relax your shoulders. We're gonna sit here for just a few more breaths. And then go ahead and lift back up. From here, we'll uncurl the toes. Now this next one may or may not be doable for you. Give it a try, see how it feels. If this is too much on your knees today, don't worry about it. So what we're gonna do is just bring the hands behind you. And again, I'll give you modifications. So this is one spot that you could just stay in here. You could start to lift up through your hips. Now this is gonna be more of a quad and hip stretch than a foot stretch, but it still feels great. And then if you wanted to really go into the shins, the ankles, and the tops of the feet, we're gonna lean back. So I start to shift my weight into my heels, lift the knees up off the floor. Excuse me, Charlie. And so my knees and my shins are up off the ground. I'm getting a really deep stretch in the ankles and the tops of the feet here. If this is not comfortable for you, don't worry about it. Let's hold if it is and take a few breaths. And exhale, release all the way back down. Find a comfortable seated position. Come here. Take a few breaths if you'd like. If a mini shavasana is in your practice today, add that in when you're ready. Bringing the hands to heart center. If you'd like to close with me together, we'll bring the hands now up to the forehead through enlightened thought and intuition, to the lips through enlightened speech and communication, and to the heart through enlightened love and intention. And bowing to the eternal light and love within us all. Namaste.